All right, so as promised, we are going to go into this video showing you how to find scale factor when given just a graph and possibly 2 points. So to keep this simple, remember, scale factor is new. I'm just going to write N over O for new over original, right? And we're using U, so in this case, we're going to say U prime over U. What points would I use? I can use any ordered pair. So I like to use the small ones, small as possible. So if I use this one for U prime, that's going to give me 1 comma 3, which is my U prime, over, here's my U, my original, is 2 comma 6. We can also see that our original U is much bigger than our new, which means it got smaller, which is a reduction. If I draw a line between these two, I can see that this is my X value, this is my Y. Well, both of these should reduce to the same thing. 3 over 6 reduces to 0.5 or 1 half. 1 over 2 reduces, well, it's already reduced, it's 0.5. So my scale factor new over original is equal to 1 over 2, which is 1 half. Okay? You can use any point on there and it would do the same thing. Okay? Like if I were to choose this 3 and choose this 6, well, 3 would be 3 over 6, which is 1 half. Okay? So my algebraic rule is scale factor times x, which is 1 half times x, comma 1 half times y. So whatever the scale factor is, it goes in front of x, goes in front of y. Okay? Let's try another one. We've done a reduction. So let's look at this one. V prime here and V. We can see this is clearly the original and this is the new. We can see that it got bigger, so my scale factor should be more than 1. So let's go ahead and do some new over original work. So that would be equal to V prime over V, which in this case, let's pick an easy one. We have that one and that one. So for V prime, we're going to go -7, comma 0. And then for V, we're going to go -3, comma 0. The reason I chose negative is because it doesn't matter if I do negative or positive. But in this case, if I draw a line, I can clearly see I'm not going to work with 0 over 0 because that's not true. But I do end up having -7 over -3, which equals my new over original. We know that negative divided by negative is a positive, so it just reduces to 7 over 3. If you want to turn it to 2 1/3, that's perfectly fine, but 7 over 3 is my reduced scale factor, and then we'll turn that into my algebraic rule of 7 over 3 times x, comma 7 over 3 times y. Okay, so there's that. So once again, all we're doing is taking any 1 point from your new and any 1 point from your original, preferably corresponding points, and then we reduce by putting them over each other and simplifying. Okay, so if we were to do the same thing for 7, I would pick something like this one right here for number 7. Once again, we're just finding scale factor. And then I would pick this one here. And so if we're doing new over original, that's going to tell me 6 comma 0, or 0 comma 6, sorry, because x is 0. And then on the original, that's 0 comma 2. I end up liking to use the easiest points possible because I don't have to worry about this over here. Now I can just say, well, what is 6 over 2? That's my new over original. We can clearly see that my new is bigger, so this is checking out. So my enlargement is 6 over 2, and 6 over 2 reduces to 3. My scale factor is 3 reduced. Okay, so once we found that, we put that into our algebraic rule, which is scale factor times x, scale factor times y, and that is now 3x comma 3y. Okay. Let's see, what else? Go ahead and do number 8 for a practice to check out on your own. If you want to draw a picture of that, you can. But let's show you how to do this with an ordered pair, and this will be our last thing. We have all these points here. We need to figure out what our scale factor is. And our scale factor, like I said, I like to pick the easier ones. So preferably ones with these zeros are easy to work with because there's only one number for me to use. So if I chose I, which is which I'm going to use, new over original tells me to use I prime over I, and that would be 0, comma 7 over 0, comma 8. If I were to draw a line through, I can clearly see that 0 isn't something I'm working with. I'm going to work with 7 and 8. And to reduce that, it's already done. So we have 7 over 8. Now, could I use a different set of points? Absolutely. Let's say we used 14, negative 14, comma 7 over negative 16, comma 8. Well, if I draw the line here, I can see 7 over 8 right there. But if I wanted to double check, negative divided by negative is a positive, and 14 over 16 reduces to 7 over 8. Okay, this is times 2, right? So that's how you can see the difference. But they both reduce to it, so that tells you that the scale factor of 7 over 8 was applied to all of the coordinates there. So with that, my algebraic representation is once again scale factor times x, scale factor times y. So if I write that down, that's going to look like this. 7 over 8x, comma 7 over 8y. And that's my rule. Okay, go ahead and try to do number 10, just like we did the other ones as well. This is how you find your scale factor from ordered pairs and from graphs. Once again, new over original. Go ahead and try to practice that on your own. You're going to set it up, pick whichever point works best for you. I'd recommend trying E because there's only one number to work with. Since you have a 0 and a 0 there, I'd recommend using the -3, -24 and see what happens. Okay, so go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, post any questions you have in the chat, and I'll get back to those as soon as I can. But thank you for joining my video. Until next time.